Hi, everyone. It is a great honor to be here and see how many of you attended this IMUN organized by United Network. I'm thrilled to see how many young students and young professionals are interested in diplomacy and international relations. My name is Giulia Tariello. I'm 24 and I'm finishing my master here in Milan at the University La Statale. I interned in an NGO called OCAM, and I just concluded an internship at the General Italian Consulate in Cordoba, Argentina. I'm also a board member of EMSOI Milano, the student movement for the international organization. And in September 2022, Gabriele and I were selected by the COI and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as Italian Youth Delegates. When I heard the news, I was both thrilled and frightened. I was happy because I finally had the chance to take a step forward toward my professional career and realizing my dreams. But I was scared because I knew that I had to be held accountable for many duties. First, to fairly represent the Italian youth. Together with my colleague, we had to develop a national and international action plan, identifying a core topic that would characterize our mandate. After several second thoughts, we decided to focus to a theme that is very close to our heart and that today, in this IMUN, you made your own: education. Education in all its forms, and mainly the importance of guaranteeing equal access to all and leaving no one behind. But what is the significance of education to us? Let me tell you a story to try to answer this question. Maybe some of you already know that we are the official UN Youth Delegates, and that we have to flew to New York to attend the 77th General Assembly towards September and October. But let's consider that you have no idea on what the General Assembly is, and that's funny since you're here simulating one of its sessions. It is the main policy-making organ of the UN, comprising all member states of multilateral discussion and providing a full spectrum of international issues covered by the UN Charter. In general, in the opening of a new session, this year, the 77th, heads of states and governments of 193 countries gather to deliver their own speech. But before that, we attended the TES, the Transforming Education Summit. Can you imagine our faces when Italian diplomats told us that we had to attend a global summit on education? The main topic of the summit was indeed education, and how to create an environment that could help youth access to schools, university, and education in general, freely and equally. An environment that could help to take into account the differences that characterize today's world, and using them as a tool to strengthen cooperation between member states and not as an obstacle to enlarge the gap. We attended several meetings in different breakout rooms. In room number 1, we talked about the importance of advancing digitalization in education system. Room number 3 focused on gender equality in school access. And room number 7 highlighted the importance of safeguarding educational processes in countries that are victims of conflicts. Not only Ukraine, but also Palestine, Yemen, Sudan, Afghanistan, and so on. Countries where students like us have been silenced. Students who have been denied to access to schools, to books, and to a safe place to share ideas, goals, and knowledge. So, at that moment, sitting in one of the main conference rooms in New York, I felt little. I felt part of a world too big for me to be changed. At that moment, I understood that the world is divided in two. Some have the possibility of creating a prosperous future, starting from the right to study. And some don't have the right to live, freely and fairly. You tell me, was it really necessary to go to a global summit to realize that? Of course not. But at that time, hearing the testimonies of young people who were victims of a system that prevents them from studying, my awareness were more concrete. So, why did I to talk about this when United Network invited us in this closing ceremony? Because the summit did not end with the testimonies of those who cannot enjoy their fundamental rights. The third day was Solution Day. That day, we all gathered to find solution to the problem of inequality in access to education. And what came of that? First, that we have to make governments accountable for the promises that they made to us and to the generation that will come after us. Second, on the economic aspect, investment is needed so that member states with fewer opportunities can direct capital to schools and the educational system. Investment control is needed so that we can closely acknowledge how money is spent. And for the global south countries to invest, we need northern countries to cooperate and help. However, we are not billionaires, and we are not called to invest money ourselves. So what? What is the solution? I think that the solution is to be here in this exact moment to talk about this issue. It is a desire for education, involvement, and knowledge. The solution is identifying common issues that most people belonging to a certain age group may share. And of course, lack of education is a big issue. It is wanting to change the system that surrounds us, wanting to represent it, offering the contribution and improving it accordingly to the needs of the generation that we embody. It is to be part of association and share news and information with the peers, with our friends. It is to create a network of knowledge that can reach every corner of the world. We need to embrace all the dimensions that youth engagement might take to spread knowledge. We need the governments, institutions, and stakeholders to give us the tools to build our own system. We don't need that they build the system for us. In conclusion, we are the solution. We, young people, students, professionals, we are part of the solution. I am very enthusiastic of being here and having the opportunity to share our experience to you, and I really hope that you will do the same. Thank you for believing in the change and be the change that you want to see in the world. Thank you.
Il nostro più caloroso ringraziamento va a Giulia e Riccardo.